When I'm not making videos, I am a freelance web designer. That's my day job. That is what pays the bills. As designing websites has got more complicated, the work I do is less about me sitting at home in a beanbag chair made of empty Pop-Tart wrappers cranking out websites, and more about me working on teams with other real-life humans. Usually I work from home, but a couple times a year, I'll get a short-term gig that'll require me to work for that company on-site in their office with their team. After doing this a half a dozen times, I have learned that every workplace has its own quirky set of rules. Most are pretty easy to get a handle on. Last person out of the conference room, make sure you leave the door open. If you use the printer, make sure there's more paper in it. If you see the company mascot, don't feed it when it's molting. You know, easy stuff. But there's one place in every office that has its own crazy strict rules, and they change dramatically from office to office. I'm talking about the kitchen. Mastering the kitchen is a lot like mastering Dungeons and Dragons. Just when you think you got it figured out, you learn that they're using the 5th edition rulebook, and you're still on the 4th. And now there's an angry owlbear on the fridge chugging your Diet Coke, and you're completely out of arrows. In some offices, you can leave dishes in the sink and the cleaning people will wash them for you at night. In other places, you have to get all of your dishes into the dishwasher by a certain time in the afternoon. And some places require all their employees to wash their dishes perfectly or they will have their hands cut off. This may sound inhumane, but most of the places that I've worked have really great health insurance plans. Then there are the fridge rules. If you're lucky, there is a Byzantine collection of hand-scrawled post-it notes to guide you through this process. Sometimes you can put your food in there. Some have dedicated shelf space for every employee. A lot of fridges are completely useless because they're filled to the brim with gross, rotting old food. When I'm working somewhere, I like to bring in my own food because eating out gets expensive. My meal usually consists of some kind of boring grilled meat and some vegetables. That's my lunch. Nice thing about it is no one has ever looked at that and thought,
yeah, I'd eat that.
Not even me. I know there ain't nobody in that office stealing my food, but being the new guy in the office and being very temporary comes with its own set of risks. If someone is going to be suspected of being the office food thief, it's you.
Hey, have you seen my salad? It had pecans on it.
No, but if I see it, I'll let you know. A good food thief has studied the art of deception. I've only studied the art of cooking bacon. While quite helpful in a surprising number of situations, it's got nothing on the food thief. A real food thief will spread disinformation among the ranks, talk all about you behind your back. They know that you're gonna be gone soon and they can devour that suspiciously looking old Hot Pocket that they've been eyeing since Labor Day. Now, being in these situations frequently has made me hypersensitive about eating other people's food. And the bigger the office, the more of a problem food theft is. When I get into an office, I am there to work and only work. I choose to avoid all office politics. The kitchen is the Anderson Cooper 360 of office politics. It may look alluring with its sleek silver hair and welcoming eyes, but it's only a matter of time before everything deteriorates into a bunch of people just shouting. Now, your new coworkers are gonna tell you, make yourself feel at home. Don't do it. With every job that you take, you're gonna get to know a couple people pretty well. That's the fun part. You're gonna feel comfortable around them. That's good. They don't represent the office at large, however. The people that you're working with mean well, but don't make yourself at home. If there's food anywhere in the office, I don't touch it. May have a sign on it, doesn't matter. I don't want anybody seeing me eating free food of any kind. That only makes you more suspicious.
Well, I saw him snag one of those cookies after the management meeting.
I had one gig. I went in every Friday for several months in a row, and Fridays were often used as their potluck days. Everybody would bring in a little bit of food, they'd all share it around, hang out. Now, I knew the team I worked with really well. I really liked them. But most of the office had never met me. I was just the strange new guy eating their food. I know a lot of my friends would die for the opportunity to pick out on an assortment of other strangers' food, but not me. I just wanted to avoid the whole thing. But I know if I'm visible in the office that morning before the potluck, somebody's gonna invite me. Now, if I decline, I look rude. If I say yes, then I'm around a bunch of strangers eating their food. This is the first time most of the people in the office will ever see my face, and it's going to be shoving their food in it. Now, at the very beginning, when you're in the situation, it's not too bad. People come up to you, they introduce themselves.
I don't think we've met before. Are you new here?
I'm contracting for a couple days. Boom, full stop. Horror on their faces when I say those words. They bail from that conversation so fast. For the people who work in that office, that potluck is valuable schmooze time. A time to advance their careers or some kind of weird, warped corporate agenda? I am a dead end. Talking to me, waste of time. And depending how many noodles I've spilled onto my shirt, I am a suspicious looking food thief to them. It didn't help that I already ran afoul of the mysterious kitchen rules by putting my lunch in a fridge that was designated for beverages only. I used a plastic cup for my water when I should have used a mug. So I'm walking into this thing and I'm already on thin ice. The good news here is that potlucks are easy to spot. As soon as you walk in, there are crock pots everywhere, within a 20-foot radius of the kitchen, just plugged into every outlet they can find. Unfortunately, avoiding people during the potluck, way harder. The very first time I spotted one of these potlucks, I thought, hey, I'm gonna get into the kitchen early, mosey on back to my desk, nobody will see me. But a half hour before the potluck, people start mingling. They're stirring their food, hanging out in the kitchen. I'm thinking I'll just slide into the kitchen, grab my food, warm it up in the microwave, and then someone inevitably sees me and is like,
"Oh, buddy, don't eat that. You can eat our food."
oh, I'm stuck again. Now, when I see one of these potlucks coming up, I get out of there before lunch. That's my best bet. It's easier to sneak out of the office than it is to sneak into the kitchen. I still have to smuggle my uneaten food out of the fridge at the end of the day. I'm still working on that part, not a perfect science. But at least I can go home, eat my boring leftover food for dinner while I sit around and make websites. Like and subscribe, and also share it with your friends. Make them say, how do you find all the good stuff before everybody else? I'd also like to thank my friend Natimations. I'm gonna link up his channel here. He helped me out with some of the voices in this video. Speaking of animation channels that you wanna get on before they blow up, that is one to check out. That's all I got for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in a few days.